Welcome to this town's garage. In this video I show you how to do a front crank seal that's leaking, how to replace it. This engine's a 3.5 V6 GM. This is a 07 Impala, but this could be applied to pretty much almost all front-wheel drive V6 engines, with minor variations of course. First thing we're doing here is taking the serpentine belt off. In order to do that, I'm going to take the overflow tank off so I can access the tensioner over there. These are two 10mm speed nuts on here. Alright, now over here, I'm putting a little small extension here, 3/8. You can also just use the ratchet and put it in here in the hole on this tensioner. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this and pop the belt off. And up here, I'm just going to pop the belt off on top over here. Now I'm going to take the belt off the crank pulley. Just like that. And leave the belt on and put it off to the side. Take the wheel off now. Car's up in the air. These are 19mm. Before we begin, I'm underneath the car, and as you can see, there's a pretty big sizable leak here. And it's coming from a crank seal right behind the crank pulley. Now we're going to take this plastic piece off, this panel. To take this off, you have these two plastic push pins here. This is a staple remover from Home Depot, just in case you're wondering where I got this from. And you stick it out like that, and it pops out and hits your camera guy in the face. Pop this one off. And that broke. Perfect. I have another one of these, so it's not a big deal. Take this panel off, and I'm going to pull that plastic piece off over there. I put a bungee over here to move this hose out of the way, and I just put it over there. So now we have room to work on it. Put an 18mm socket on there. Alright, you need a special puller to do this job, but in this job we're going to use this tool from AutoZone. I go and rented it for free. It's OEM part number 27011, so go ahead and use this. Okay, now I got to use a spacer in the middle, so I got the crank bolt. I put two big washers on it. I'm going to put these nuts on it. And now I'm going to use this as a spacer in the middle. Okay, now this is going to sit flush in the center on the crank snout, and this is going to push on this. So go ahead and put this on. Make sure it's in the center. That's what it looks like all set up. Okay, now I'm going to crank this down clockwise. It's a 1/2 inch over here I'm using for the bolt. And this should pop out. Now that I'm doing this, one thing I also want to show you guys, position this so it clears this. It barely clears, but you should be fine. Like I said, when you set this up, make sure this goes inside here. Alright, now I have a seal puller. You can also use a flathead here, screwdriver, to pop this out. It popped out just like that. This is seal we're putting in. It's a national seal, part number 9845. I'll put a dab of ultra gray around the seal. Very light coating. It's gonna go around the whole thing just like that. Really light coating. I'm gonna spray some brake parts cleaner on this rag. It's gonna clean where the remaining surface of the seal is over here. All around on the inside lip. You're good. Okay, this is a 46mm socket. This actually fits perfectly around the seal. So we're going to use this to drive it in. Go ahead and put this in now. Try to put it on squarely. Okay, so that's how it sits in there. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of engine oil on here, on the inside of the lip. All the way around. Now on the bouncer here, run your nail across the surface here. Make sure there's nothing rough or rusty where the seal meets up with it. And this one's good. I'm just going to put some oil all around this bad boy too. Lather up all around. Okay, now line the keyway with the key over here and pop this bad boy in. Just like that. Alright, now I just want to get started a little bit. Don't want to go too crazy here. Just knock this in a little bit. Okay, just tap it in a little bit. Now I'm going to put the bolt on, and this bolt is going to drive it in. Go ahead and crank this down. Okay, now I'm going to crank this down to 80 foot-pounds. Stick a screwdriver in there so that thing won't turn. And you're good. So that's how you place a crankshaft seal on a V6 3.5. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like me, share me. Also check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Clowning1969. Hasta la bye bye.